Well, good, good almost afternoon. Good morning. Maybe taking a trip today. I have a friend up in LA. I don't know if he's up for it, but I'll be in the neighborhood if you see this video. I have a friend that is here, and he has a friend coming to LAX. So we're headed up there. I wanted to go up early and kind of go around LA a little bit. I wanted to talk about the King James version onlyist people out there, and I know that there's a lot of you. I do not mean to offend you, um, but there are some of you that are very intolerant of other people and other people's view. The dogmatism is rampant everywhere, and the main thing that I see that's the problem with the whole dogmatism in every direction is when dogmatism gets a hold of something, or orthodoxy gets a hold of something, it takes away everybody else's, or everybody who's under that dogmatism's right to think for themselves. And it tells them that you must think this way, and if you don't, you'll be shunned. Then what it does is it takes over like a huge dragon, a tyrant, and takes over all of religion and tells everybody else how to think. And I've personally been attacked because I have my religious point of view and other people have their own points of view. But I never tell anybody not to look, not to think for themselves. Yet these people will tell you that this is the way it is, and you must conform. And anytime that happens, I must say that what is going to happen inevitably is there's going to be short-sightedness, there's going to be oppression, there's going to be bitterness and anger and all of that kind of stuff. So when I took my gloves off, which I never wore, basically, yes, I'm going to keep on preaching as people are telling me you're done. People who are dogmatic, people who have been short and not actually patient, um, especially with this whole KJV onlyism, scriptural criticism, and thinking on your own, looking back into history. And this is why scriptural criticism is so hated. It's necessary. That doesn't mean that scriptural critics are perfect. It doesn't mean that everybody's perfect. But without anybody looking at all to dig for the truth, and everybody else trying to impose their truth upon everybody else, what we have is a big mess. So yes, I have a position that I see and I stand on, and I have very diligently studied to make sure that the position that I stand on is backed up, to say the least, and is a strong position. Although other people have their arguments, one of them being God not able to preserve His word perfectly? And the truth is even if God preserved His word perfectly, everybody else would misinterpret it anyway. But be that as it may, the word was not preserved perfectly. It was preserved, but in the word there was a warning that wolves will come in, people will come in with false doctrines, and it was happening at the time of the formation of the church. That's enough evidence for somebody to have to check and look at what the church fathers actually said without having it handed it to them by somebody else who says, no, here it is, here's the package for you, it's the Bible we hold in our hand. Which Bible is it? It's the King James Version, it's the NASB, it's the NIV, it's the ESV, it's the RSVP. It When you're handed something, the New World Translation, right? The Book of Mormon, you know, how many people check to a certain degree but just accept most of what's given to them without checking? And they say, well, this is in the name of unity. Unity under what? Truth or orthodoxy? Well, truth should be orthodox. Well, and there should be a standard. The truth is that once you make a standard, you have to trust that the standard you have is correct, and you take away anybody who might say, wait a minute, I see something wrong, or I don't agree, and you and immediately tell people to just accept what's given to you. It takes away any, if you're not true, or that you don't have the truth, it takes away any possibility for anybody to get down to the truth by telling them that they can't examine things further. And that's exactly what I do. And I know a lot of people appreciate what I do. A lot of people don't appreciate what I do. But honestly, do I really need all of the hate? You know, does you know does anybody really want to just, they'll start to engage, and then they'll start make these and comments that are, you can see from the outset that the comments are immediately biased. Immediately you could see the attitude of the person that's making the comments when they say something like "you're done" or "I'm not gonna," like it's almost like I'm not gonna. You could see the how narrow-minded and how short-sighted they are. Now, if you want to have a logical conversation and give me logical stuff that's not circular and reasoning, and if you can handle when I show you where you're wrong or you're right, or when I come back with an answer, if you can handle that without going all like if you can handle that, that's fine. And if you come back and you show me something, I go, yeah, that's something to consider. If it becomes where you're actually arguing in a nice way, but immediately what I'm getting is anger, and immediately when I tell you I'm going to take the gloves off, or I don't wear any gloves, I'm not out to hurt anybody, but I am going to. But anybody who tells me I'm done, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep on talking. I am not going to be intimidated. I don't fear men. I praise the Lord, I don't fear men. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, take apart, and get people to think and show a faith that they can trust in, that doesn't depend on whether their particular version of the Bible is absolutely inerrant. Thank you.